Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. I am Bari Lyman, creator of the Meet to Marry Method and the School of Healthy Love and Intimacy. And I'm thrilled to be here with you this morning to talk about a really important topic, a topic that is so key to who we are as human beings. Good morning, Beth. Yay! Beth knows all about this, true love and healthy intimacy. That's what we all want. You know, we're born for it. We're human beings. We're meant to cleave with someone, the right person. But so often things go off the rails and it doesn't work out for us. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning. And so we're going to talk today about how to make it happen. We're going to talk about a piece of the path to getting there, to getting to healthy love and intimacy. And that is the difference between what many of you are experiencing now, mystery dating versus empowered dating, and the steps of going from one paradigm to the other. And we do this, we launch this for you on Sunday mornings because Sunday morning is, I know for me, it was such a lonely time. I had a great life. Don't get me wrong. I had a business. I had meaningful work. I had friends. So it's not about that. What we're talking about here in this community, Meet to Marry, is about what's true for you. Morning, Mayrav. And what's true for you is, yes, you might have a great life, but sometimes we say, oh, my life is so great. And then we don't actually look at or acknowledge what's really missing. And what's really missing is someone to wake up with, someone to plan with, someone to have your back, someone that really loves you for you just the way you are. You don't need to fix yourself or lose a few pounds or make more money or anything like that. That is key to the human condition. We need it. But in our society, we push it away. It's not in the cards for me, or it's not that important. And I'd rather be alone than settle. But here's the thing. What if you don't have to settle ever again? What if the reason you've been in these disempowering, lonely, emotionally unavailable situations with people who could not meet your needs, what if that had everything to do with you? What if you could be so free and vulnerable and real and clear and future focused that you knew who you know who you are, and therefore you're in creation of your dream, of your reality. Imagine what that would be like. So on a Sunday morning, I invite you to say what is true for you. I want you to write down, instead of saying, oh, I'm going to stay busy, I'm going to run to the gym, I'm going to, stay detached from it. What if you could really say what's true for you? What would you be doing today? Because I remember I would stay busy. I would run to the gym. I would be, with married friends. But I really, really needed, a healthy relationship and a partner. I needed a partner. I wanted a partner. I didn't need someone to fix me. I didn't need someone because I was so desperate and lonely. That is not what we're talking about. So let's take that off the table. I am talking about choosing to say, you know what? I had X, Y, and Z experiences in the past, and now I'm choosing something new, right? Because so often we intellectualize and we get so busy, we focus on everything else, like we focus on work. We make work the thing, and we make our children the thing. But the truth is when there's something that you really, really want, instead of avoiding it and saying, oh, it's not that important, or dabbling in it, instead you get to go full force into your dream. And this particular dream, right, if you want to run a business, go and do business coaching if that's your dream. But if your big dream, because you've never had healthy intimacy, is finding a partner Because I can tell you right now, having a partner is the most amazing thing. And I was a relationship disaster for years. No matter what I did, I dated narcissists, emotionally unavailable. I settled. I helped them. I waited. So many of you say, oh, it's not important. I don't really want it. I don't need it. But you're here. So if you're going to do something, get freaking clear that having a healthy partner is what I want. Okay, so now let's start on that foundation of, yes, I want a real partner. I am committed to having a real partner. With that, without the magical thinking of, oh, it'll happen when it happens, or, oh, if I get rid of this one, then the other one will show up. It's not true. It's not true. How do I know it's not true? Because you're still by yourself. And I was still by myself. So mystery dating is what most people are doing when they are unconsciously dating, because no one teaches us how to find love. So have you experienced this? You get into a relationship, looks good on paper, doesn't work out. Okay. Then you do it again and you get back out there and people are contacting you and someone looks amazing. And then again, boom, it doesn't work out. Looked good on paper, but didn't work out. I have clients that were married for 27 years. 27 years with people that they knew it wasn't the thing. They were like friends, or they felt sorry for that person, but there was no real intimacy. But they were good people, so they stayed and they tried to make it work. And then there came a time when they were done with that. Then they go out to date, same thing. They meet the same kinds of people who look great on paper, but aren't great. So that is mystery dating. Mystery dating is when you unconsciously don't really know what you need. You think you do on paper, or you wait. You get busy for 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 20 years, and you're not even trying because you don't know what to do. And then again, the work thing becomes the focus. Your children become the focus. But what I'm talking about is how amazing it would be to have an extraordinary business and have someone to come home to. Look, I have animals, and my animals were amazing, and they were my children. But it's not the same because you still need to take care of all those pets yourself. So if you're going to look at both paradigms, if you're only focusing on your kids, and your kids are seeing you alone all the time, seeing you challenged in intimacy, fighting with your ex, or the ex is not in the picture. What I'm talking about, mystery dating, is when you're unconscious. It's when you wait around for losers, or how many of you talk about low quality people on the dating sites or where you live? No one is low quality. They might not be good for you. They might not be ready for intimacy. They may be blocked up. But guess what? They're on their own journey. And here's a news flash. You are attracting them. You're attracting them. We all create our own reality. So when we push away our truth and we get distracted and we dabble in something, it can't possibly work. Imagine you want to be a bodybuilder and you're dabbling. You're never going to get there, right? Imagine wanting to, build a business and you're not focused on all the right actions and you do it your own way. How is that going to work? It's not going to work. So at the end of the day, you don't need to wait around for people to contact you. You could have a totally different experience. You don't need to spend all this time alone, being lonely. Now, when I say lonely, people react this way, like, oh my gosh, I'm not lonely. I have a great life. And I know you have a great life, but we're talking about living an extraordinary life. Meet to Marry is living your truth. It's living your greatness. I mean, I had a great life, but it was lonely. It was lonely because I had no one to snuggle up with at night. Yeah, I could have gone back and dated the emotionally unavailable people that would say to me, why are you like that? Why do you want to do personal growth? Why are you so into learning spiritual principles of Judaism? Why do you want so many animals? Why do you want to do good in the world? Why? And then they would say, but I'm really not ready for that. That's not what I want. Or maybe in 3 years I'll be ready. So I spent years helping them, fixing them, showing them the way. It was crazy. So the truth is it is lonely. Admit it. It's lonely when you don't have someone to wake up with, someone to hold you, someone to listen to you, someone you can share with who gets it, who wants what you want and is so committed to you that you're on that same journey. You're on the path. And so many people say to me, oh, but relationships are so much work, or it's so hard to find good relationships. It is not true. Amazing relationships are like a labor of love, like how you love your pets. I love my animals unconditionally. I give to them. And it's the same thing when you're with the right person, because both of you are conscious. You're both in integrity. You're both ready to be in a healthy relationship, which means that you're not like a little child avoiding or distracting or saying, I don't need it. Imagine that kind of relationship. Look, we build these relationships, and all the Meet to Marry success stories are experiencing that joy. So just because it was shit before, and we all know it. We all know what that's like. I remember stepping into relationships that a healthy person would never have done. Never. Right? We settle, we sacrifice because we're so needy for love. Or we don't need it. We're avoiding it, and then we don't date for 9 years, and then we blame the dating sites. We blame things, and we say, I don't need it. Again, but we do. So let me talk to you now about the other paradigm, empowered dating. Empowered dating is when you are now ready to be vulnerable with the right people. You're clear about who you are, but not intellectually. Not intellectually, because intellectually, oh, I'm good. It's very superficial. Self-love is thrown around like nothing, like every day. Oh, it's about self-love. But it's not an intellectual, oh, I get a massage every week, or I get my nails done, or I go to the gym. That's a piece of it. But for many of us, there's an underlying conversation from a long time ago that you may think was handled. But if you're still attracting wrong people and you're avoiding and you think you need to make all this money or you need to be skinnier, then it has not been handled. So when I talk about being vulnerable, like I talk about in the 5 shifts training that you can check out on this page, being vulnerable means that you're good in your skin. You're not looking for validation outside yourself. You don't need to be saved or anything like that. It means that you are truly ready to be vulnerable with another human being without them needing to, you don't need them to fix you or to help you or to validate who you are, because you know you're already valuable. And again, there's a fine line between knowing that intellectually because you analyzed it all in therapy versus really knowing it, really experiencing that in your gut, being fully integrated, really loving yourself with all your flaws, because human beings have flaws, right? Okay, so it means you're ready to be vulnerable. You're no longer repelling love, because when you're smart and you're successful and you're intellectual and you have a great job or you're very active, then sometimes we're saying, I don't need you. I intimidate men. I'm so special. You're so special that you have walls up that say, I don't want it. I don't need it. Because the real reason is you're afraid of being seen. You're afraid of being hurt. You're afraid of being rejected. And that goes back to childhood, daddy issues, mommy issues. Often we were abused, and it's got to be transcended just intellectually knowing what happens in your past, and working on yourself doesn't solve that problem, okay? So when you're an empowered dater, you're really ready to be real and vulnerable and invite in the right people and be future focused. Future focused means that you know you have a very clear vision about who you are and what you want, and you're able to articulate it and express it regardless of who's there. From the very first phone call, from the very first date. But it's not the energy of defensive, this is what I want, or this is, it's more about just a natural flow of curiosity, of clarity, of being in that relationship even before it happens. So in order to do that, we need to remove those blocks. So empowered dating is that you have a goal, you have a plan, you know how to do it, you have the words, you have what I call a dating pipeline. And a dating pipeline is very, very specific, where you're only needing relationship-oriented people. Always, you have a pipeline. Just like if you want to run a business and you want to achieve a certain level of income, of affluence, you need to be working it, or nothing's going to happen. And if we aren't doing that, then we have, again, blocks. So what you're doing is need to marry empowered dating is not like, oh, I'm going to do it my way, or I'm going to date this person this way and see what happens because you're protecting yourself. It's not like that. Dating as an empowered dater means that, again, you have a pipeline of people that you are choosing, that you invite in to see your world. And you're all set up that way. You have a profile that is a reflection of your truth. At Meet to Marry, we create a profile that is like none other. Our daters here like, wow, I totally get it. You have the most amazing profile. But if you don't have that, you're kind of wasting time because your profile isn't serving you. You have a whole bunch of pictures that aren't serving you. You don't have the words, right? So when you're dating as an empowered dater, you have the words, you're running your life, you're working, you're taking care of your kids, your aging parents, whatever it is, but you're also dating because that is a priority, and you're not full of shit that you don't want it, because you do want it. And trust me, the dating sites that people complain about, oh, I don't like this one and I don't like that one, and they're complaining about people and their childhoods and men, and they're complaining about where they live and they think they need to move. It's all crap. It really is, because wherever you go, there you are. And let's talk practically about dating sites for a minute. Dating sites are just repositories of people, right? They're single people are on dating sites, whether it's a swipe site, whether it's an online site, right? Singles events, same thing. They're singles. Do some of them want to hook up? Yeah, of course they do. But if you're at a low vibrational level, like you have a blind spot and you're in this place of sadness, regret, you're thinking about an ex, you're afraid of being abandoned, you're afraid of being really seen, that once the person sees you, they're going to bail. That vibrational energy is so low. And that low vibration, even if intellectually you don't want to be that way, but we look at facts. If you are that way, then what's happening? You're inviting in these wrong people who are a mirror to your fears. You know, it's like attracts like, and you can't fake it. So if you're a low vibrational level and you have fears, and the people who you're afraid of getting hurt, then people who will hurt you are the ones you're going to magnetize. It's just laws of the universe. It's just how the world works. Because fear is just, they're just thoughts, and thoughts have energy. And it's the energy that's feeding those thoughts. So you want to shift that. You want to shift your energy for real. not faking it, but genuinely. So back to the dating sites. Dating sites have parasites, have scammers, have liars, have losers, have cheaters, just like many of you have dated in the past, or many of you have dated friends. We were good friends, but there was no intimacy. That's not satisfying. Then you could find friends on dating sites and apps too. But the good news is that when you change yourself, you shift your energy, you change your vibration, you will invite in and magnetize on all levels, vibrationally and practically. You'll be inviting in people who are marriage-minded, relationship-oriented. They're totally out there. I figured to myself, if I'm on a site, and I'm a pretty awesome person, there must be healthy, marriage-minded, relationship-oriented people. And there were. But the 15 years before that, on the very same dating site, in the very same town, I was in Boca Raton. Oh, it looks like, there's no one worth meeting on these dating sites. I was attracting narcissists, emotionally unavailable. I would do seminars like Landmark Education with one of the sickest people I'd ever been with. So guys, you gotta take personal responsibility and become an empowered dater. But that's not, again, the first step. It's getting vulnerable. It's stop repelling love. It's getting future focused. And then learning a new skill of how to date to find the one. That's actually the fourth shift, right? So you got to do the foundational stuff that we do in a matter of weeks. It takes 2 weeks. Because if you keep doing what you're doing, what's going to be? Right? More of the same. And you get to say, oh, it's not in the cards for me. It's not in this lifetime. But guys, it takes courage to make these changes. It takes courage to create a new paradigm. Think of all the things that were created, like electricity, Edison, right? It took him years and thousands of tries to create the light bulb, electricity, right? But instead of him saying, oh, it's not meant to be, it's not supposed to happen that we have this light bulb, or he said, now we know 1,000 ways it doesn't work. So that is the proper mindset, because reading books, endless books, my bed was covered with books, and endless videos, and different kinds of advice from all different kinds of people that's coming from their own frame of reference. I had a woman this week, to do the Meet to Marry program, it is something that is life transforming for people who actually do it, not for people who dabble in it. Dabblers do not get the result, and it's so upsetting. And I don't like to work with dabblers because they want to do it their own way. They want to do it their own way. They want to take their time. That's not what this is for. This is for people who are really committed. And the investment is like a vacation, and if you think about what you've invested in the past, like in real vacations, in singles travel, and 5 years of therapy, we amortize that out. I amortized it out with a client, and she was in therapy for years, many years, and for like 3 or 4 years she went every week for figure 50 weeks a year at $150 a session. She invested $35,000 in therapy to have someone listen to her, validate her, and analyze her past. But her therapist was not qualified. That's not her skill set or his skill set to teach you success-oriented, step-by-step approach to getting to an end result. And an end result is you are with your true love. And then you're with your true love in a conscious relationship where you're best friends, intimate, talking, seeing the world the same way, on the same page, sharing a worldview. Mike and I were married, it'll be 16 years on August 24th. And we're always planning. We're always creating. From day one, we were planning, and that's what Meet to Marry people do. You meet someone that you can plan with. It's not like something short term and then 5 years later, you're like, oh, I don't love you anymore, or this person is cheating on me. That's the old unconscious paradigm where you're recreating your traumas, you're recreating your childhood, you're recreating your fears. Mike and I, we're best friends. We're always doing something. We love to work out together. We're on our 5-acre property. We're doing our dog rescue. He works with me in Meet to Marry. And it just gets better and better over time because he is someone I could say, like the other day, I was feeling like two of our dogs had a fight. One of my dogs got an infection in her neck, and it was awful. And we were both kind of stressed out about it. And then we got together and realized, what are we doing? The dogs are fine. Everything is fine. You know, and I was feeling like neglected. Like, I feel like I need just more touch, tugging. And he said, oh, babes, I'm so sorry. I haven't been here for you, of course. And what does he do? I get extra snuggling. I get extra affection because he is available to me. He is there for me. He is my partner. He is my life. And it's the same. So I want you to know that you can have it, but you cannot make excuses about it. I spoke with someone. See, the key to having a new life is getting committed to it. Number one, committed without excuses. That's it. You got to get committed to it. Not like, oh, next year, or oh, I'm going to focus on work for another year. If you want to do that, great. But don't lie to yourself that intimacy and true love is going to just happen, because you know it won't. So I've invested in so many things, and so have all my clients. All of them have tried a million different things, like therapy and energy healing and prayer and talking to their rabbis or their ministers. But again, those people don't have a track record of skill set of making it happen. And one woman said to me, she was so excited because she'd struggled for 40 years in intimacy, in wrong relationships over and over again. How long have you been struggling? 10 years? 20 years? 30 years? 40 years? 50 years? I have clients in their 60s, but the people who make love happen are the ones who are super committed, and they get super results in a short time. So the time is now, but no excuses. One woman who, was going to sign up, she said, oh, I talked to my financial advisor, and he said, it's not fiscally responsible. It's not fiscally responsible? Is her financial advisor going to go in bed with her and cuddle with her and love her and be the biggest dream in her life? We need love. We need touch. We need intimacy. We need to feel understood. We need to feel celebrated, because the people I work with never did. Their parents didn't teach them, didn't show them in the way that they needed. So her financial advisor is not qualified to tell her what she can do and how she can invest, because the people who do this, they get creative. They move stuff around. They write that, they invest. Because you need to make a decision for yourself that this is what you want. Because imagine if your child needed something, or you had a really bad toothache. Would you go to the cheapest dentist to fix that tooth? Someone who just got out of dental school to do this elaborate, mouth surgery? I don't think so. You don't want the cheapest. You don't want the best. You want the best. You don't want the cheapest, but you don't need Tony Robbins to help you, and he's not going to help you. Oprah is not going to come to your house. Dr. Oz is not going to help you. You need someone that has a track record, that's lived it, that knows how to get this done. That's the best. Something that makes a lot of sense, that makes sense to you. So why don't you think about today what's really, really true for you? Do you want to have an amazing experience? Do you want to change your life? Because you can. Your true love is waiting for you. And your Sundays could look like partnership and making breakfast and reading together and exercising, or going to synagogue on a Saturday, or going to church, or going on a meditation retreat, or whatever it is that calls out to you, about planning having someone to be there for you, making dinner, going on vacations. The holidays are coming up. Before you know it, the holidays will be here, and that's a painful time for singles. It is, because it sucks to not have your person when you want the person. And trust me, guys, your person is out there waiting for you, and you can have it, but you just have to make the shifts and make a choice for yourself, not for your financial advisor, because if you only listen to your financial advisor, he's going to tell you conventional things. When finding healthy love and living an extraordinary life goes beyond conventional thinking. People who want it, they sell something. They get another gig. It's not so expensive. It's like a vacation. Hey, babes. Hey. So that is what we're doing. That is what we're creating. You can live your dream life. You can have what you want, but you can't expect to be conventional. You cannot expect to live an extraordinary life if you're not willing to do extraordinary things like invest in getting help and support. Oh, and I'm sitting here living my dream with my husband and dogs and such good friends around me, where it was not, if I were going to be conventional, I wouldn't have it, and my clients wouldn't have it, and Beth Salinger wouldn't have it, and the people in the program who've been married 10 years and 8 years and 5 years and 4 years that I interview, they get it, and you can have it. But think out of the box, guys, and if you want to do a strategy session and talk about how to do it, go to meettomarry.com/reallove. And Danielle will put that up for you so you have the link. And become an empowered dater. Say goodbye to mystery dating and all the awful feelings that go along with that, wasting time, spinning. You don't need to do it. Your person is waiting for you. And I do this because I believe in you and I know what's possible, and I see it happen every day. So I hope to see you soon on a strategy session. If you like this kind of education, we do it every week. It might be in a different format, might be more like a podcast, but regardless, tell your friends, come to a strategy session, and be the one to find the one. All right, guys, cheering for you. I believe in you. Let's make this happen. Bye, guys. Have a great day.